recording? Yep, it's recording. Alright. So, I'm doing what if Naruto got neglected, part 1. And, Anyways, I'm not gonna talk too much, and let's just get started with the video. We set this one if all of us as Minato and Kushina, basically Kushina giving birth to Magma, Mito, and obviously Naruto. Obito doesn't take Naruto this time. He takes Magma and Mito, as Minato goes to save them first. But as Kushina regrets giving birth to Naruto. And sorry for my voice, it's a little dry. Anyways, Minato basically goes after Obito, but Obito wanted to kill one of Minato's sons or daughter. He grabbed Naruto and tried to put bombs on him, which Minato, first of all, kind of regrets having Naruto, as Kushina as well. They didn't really want him. They had the 9 tails. They had everything they needed. A boy and a girl. 2 siblings. Not 3. They didn't need 3. As after Obito released Kushina from the 9 tails cage, as the Biju gets loose and starts destroying the village, Hiruzen wanted to sacrifice himself for Minato and his family. As he does the Reaper Death Seal, as he says his final words and says goodbye to one. As he dies right there, Minato crying a little bit, and they then save Kushina, and then we skip about 4 years as in the household of the Hokage, as Kushina beating the shit out of Naruto, and Naruto crying because the villagers hated him for no reason. They hated him for just being who he was. No one cared about him. No one really wanted to even touch him. Not even Hinata. Hinata realized more that she didn't need Naruto. Why would she? She hated him as well. As Naruto crying, and as Kushina beats him, as she wanted to kill him right there and now. As she used the chakra punch. He sent flying through the wall, almost being killed in the process. And recommend that he has no 9 tails, so he can't heal faster. That almost killed him. Which then Minato just threw Kunai and sent him to the attic. As he lands on basically a mattress with just like hard pillows, one blanket, a small blanket. As Naruto barely got fed, to be honest. As Jiraiya and Tsunade come, and they say the child of prophecy is maybe Magma. But then Jiraiya then says, "Don't you have a 3rd son?" And Tsunade says this as well. "Yeah, didn't you have a 3rd son? Or a 2nd son, I should say." As Minato says, "Oh, he's out right now." As then Jiraiya points at the big hole. Someone went flying there. As he goes to a room, but Minato, there's a 3rd room. So that's the guest room. It's like, but the guest room's right there. this is supposed to be. What was your son's name? Naruto's room? And then he checks the attic and then sees Naruto. He sees the torture. She just looks at Minato and says, "Why would you do this to your own son?" Minato said, "He's nothing. He's nothing, Jiraiya. You should believe that." Minato Namikaze, I am no longer your sensei. Or former sensei, I should say. I no longer want to be patched with your horrible family. As Megma and Mito hear these words, they weren't even childs of prophecy. Actually, it was Naruto. This torture I do not want to see. You are not good for a father. Minato or Kushina, as he grabs Naruto and takes him. Sonata heals Naruto and they thank him for being so kind. And in this also, the Uchiha combo doesn't get killed this time. So you visit the Uchiha compound. As after that, you visit the. I said this 2 times. Alright. He visit Itachi. He sees Itachi and Shisui for the first time. Now, at this point, Naruto is still 4. You see Shisui and Itachi says, "Hello, young one." As Shisui says the same. He says, "Hello, what are you doing here?" "Oh, aren't you Lord For's son?" "Well, how was your day today?" As they're not lying, Naruto happily just hugs them. As Shisui and Itachi says, "No problem." As then we skip to when Naruto's 8. Well, Uchiha Massacre doesn't happen, so Itachi doesn't go rogue. But I'm gonna say sorry, but I'm gonna say Shisui's parents died. I'm gonna say, but Naruto was really attached to them. I'm gonna say Shisui was more attached to his parents, and way more, and they were actually way nicer people. Naruto actually cared, and they died. They died by Ambu. Is as Naruto was devastated as Shisui making them unlock music. He says, "I love you, father. I'll love you to the day I die. But you told me that you die first. No, Grandpa dies first, then you, then me, and then your son." As he goes to the grave of them. Thank you. As they leave, as Naruto then it's around October at this time, and he thinks it's 10 days before his birthday. As Sasuke doesn't really like Naruto. No. No, they haven't met yet. I'm gonna say they haven't met yet. And yes, Naruto's gonna have a happier, but brutal one. A very brutal one. When Magma and Mito find this out, that Shisui's parents died, immediately they blame it on Naruto. And everyone in the village now agrees, except the Uchiha clan. Because why would Naruto ever do that? like, there's solid proof because Shisui was in there, and if he went crazy, Shisui knew. But for Hokage, Minato didn't care. He punished Naruto for his actions, big actions, as Naruto was tortured in the torture room. As then the torture man almost cut his arm off, basically cut his whole entire left arm. As Naruto screams in agony and pain, as then he attaches it back. He has this special jutsu that he can attach limbs back together. That's why he became a torture man. As I don't know how they're called, executioner, I think. But I'm just gonna say that for now. Ooh, what is it? Okay. Is Naruto as Naruto screams in agony and pain as after the torture session, it was about a week long, no, 2 weeks long. Naruto was barely standing at this point. He didn't know he was gone. He had pretty much almost no one. As he goes then to the compound, but it's now watched by Ambu, which now he can't go anymore. As he's sad by this. Shisui and let's say Sasuke met Naruto and he liked Naruto. Sasuke was kind of sad that he couldn't see his friend anymore. As now Naruto had no one. He had absolutely no one. He had to forcefully come home to that torture of a house. To everything that he's done, no one has given him true love except the Uchiha. As he goes and then goes to the household, the horrors of a household. Now, what's going on with Jiraiya? Well, Jiraiya is out of the village. He had to go on very important missions as Naruto understands this. Like, he understands this. If I sound a little weird and I sound like I'm talking at two voices, well, my voice is kind of dry. I don't know. It's probably different in the screen. Anyways, Naruto went to that horse of a household. I feel like I hear myself. What the fuck? Anyways, he goes to the horse of a household and then goes as Kushina then sees that brat as she hits him so hard on the head that it kind of bleeds, as then she sends him flying to the couch as Magma and Mito then beat the shit out of him with tools around them. Magma, Mito using chakra chains during this, just beating him. Yes, they didn't look the chakra chains, but they're gonna be weak against Naruto. As Naruto says, "I'm sorry," as he knocks out, says he deserved that. As he fails and he goes home and he just goes to the attic basically his room. As Naruto cries and sobs, he just wants to die already. And that's where I'm gonna be leaving it off, guys. So Hope you enjoy. And reminder, Naruto was 8 years old at this time. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it off. I'm probably gonna do part 2 like later on this day or tomorrow. See you guys.